The other things to consider with systems, just like you're getting started, you're doing discovery, you're doing ideation. Each of these dots has a system associated to it. And the system associated to each of these things is going to help not just you work within this, it's going to help your team be aware of how they can execute and how they can show up with you. So that's another amazing, amazing thing that you can do when you start to learn, oh, well, a system, what's a system? Well, a system could be a series of repeatable events that you put in place or that your team puts in place, or it's a shared collective idea that you all come together and you repeat that process. And if you find out that the system doesn't work, guess what? You can improve it. You can just change it. You can iterate on it. You can change, if it's 4 steps and you realize you need a 5th step, you can add a 5th step. It's no problem. This is a system. This is what I'm talking about. This is so important. So even the way that you validate and learn, how are you validating and learning? How are you doing that? If you can validate and learn together as a team, you're able to form a system around that. When we talked about in the last couple months, we talked about your rituals and routines. If you're setting a ritual and routine, that's a system. You're setting a daily stand-up. That's a system. You're putting that in place to accomplish certain things. What did we do yesterday? What are we doing today? And do we have any blockers? Keeping that communication flowing. So it's super important. We talked about when. So when would we do this? When is design productivity taken into account? Like, when do we do this? We do it at stand-ups. We do it in interviews, status updates, one-on-ones, grooming, product reviews, brainstorms, jam sessions, team activities. What? Yes. All of these are opportunities to learn your systems and learn how it could be better so that you can show up better for your team, so the team can be more productive, so you can be more productive, because these events are going to happen. These sessions are going to happen. If you know that they're going to happen, how can you better prepare for them? How can you know what's expected from your team members and how you can show up the best in all of these sessions? Then we also have, how are we doing this? Well, we're doing this with clarity of our priorities. We're understanding our responsibilities, our timelines, our values and principles. This is the life force of how we get things done, right? How are we doing it? Are we showing up enthusiastic? Are we showing up passionate? Are we showing up empathetic? Are we showing up thoughtful? Are we showing up as a good listener? And, what's the timeline? Oh, we only have 2 weeks to do this. Okay, you have 2 weeks to do this. Let's condense it and know that, okay, we'll spend 2 to 3 days on design. We'll spend 2 to 3 days on marketing. We'll spend 2 to 3 days on advertising. We'll spend 2 to 3 days shipping it. Maybe that's not going to work for the business or product that you're creating, but that's how you simplify things. And, you got to be realistic with your timelines that you have, and you need to establish those expectations with your partners, right? You have clarity of your priorities. What's the priority list from A to Z? How are we going to do this? It's this communication that leads to an increased amount of design productivity. So this is just, we're just warming up, y'all. So what about this? So we have project goals. Like, what are we doing to increase our design productivity? We understand our goals. We understand our team goals. We understand our individual goals, like what we set in week 2 of Next Level UX. We understand our career goals and our passion goals. All of these things, if we know what our goals are across our life, then we can integrate those into our projects in a thoughtful way. And that's what we're doing. So also, why are we doing this, right? We're doing this because we have a desired outcome. We have purpose. We have intention, joy, and hell yes, we're trying to have fun. Life is a beautiful thing, y'all. You're designers, you're creators, you're makers, you're inventors, you're business owners, you're event planners. You get to create magic. You get to create magic. So let's come in here and have fun and just execute the crap out of this and have some really good time. Excuse me for my crap comment, but this is so much fun, and we get this opportunity to create for our companies. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have some fun.